Sorry, I'm kind of in a trying to do multitasking. I have another class starting up tomorrow. I don't know if y'all have seen it, the black background one. I don't know if any of y'all signed up. But do this through EPN just like this. So it starts tomorrow. So I've been answering lots of questions like that. Did a last minute photo shoot a little while ago. So I ran home, took a shower, and started up on this. So I'm a little bit of a basket case going on right now. All right, I am going to go ahead and start pulling up. I don't have my glasses on, so I keep on leaning into the screen. Hope I don't make you spook any of y'all. I'm glad everything's all going well for everybody. I know with everything that we have a little bit of strange times going on in our lives right now. So I hope everybody's all good and healthy, able to get back to normal soon. Texas opened up May 1st, so I was able to start shooting May 1st, and I have not stopped since, except for yesterday. I was actually kind of thankful. We got lots and lots of rain, so moved my session to today. So I didn't get the light I wanted because I had to leave a little bit early, but that's okay. They were understanding. All right. So let's go ahead and go through a couple of the photos. So let me do that. Hold on, I gotta close some windows. I have too many things open. Horrible about that. Let me refresh this. All right, let me do this again. I want to share the picture, so hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let me know on the chat if you have any questions anywhere. And if you can't see this, let me know, please. I don't know why everything is opening up that I don't want to open. What happens when you start working or start trying to do too much at once. All right. So I am going to open up, keep the question Q&A opened up. So let me know if you see that. Where's my chat? All right, well, we look like we have quite a few people here. So go ahead, and if you have questions, please chime in. I do have some photos pulled up. If you can't see them, please let me know. It is not being nice to me today on letting me share things. All right, there should be an image up If y'all can't see it, please let me know. Okay. I believe this image, let me look at the settings. I think this is what the settings were. Yeah, I can't find the settings. Okay. What I'm going to critique about this is I love the softness of the background. I love the pose. I'm not a big fan of those halters, but I understand that, especially the barrel racers and stuff, that's what they want to wear. That's what they want to use. My eye just kind of goes to that. I love the pose. I love what she's wearing in conjunction with the horse and everything. The only thing I would probably do is clean up that one big flyaway on the horse and that one little skinny strand of the other one. So other than that, I like it. I love that there's something in the foreground. I love foreground things. If anybody ever shoots with me, they know I'm always trying to put something in the foreground as well as the background. But yeah, I like that one. I know a lot of people couldn't do a horse and human, so they sent in some pictures from previous shoots and everything. And I know this is just a horse, and I think it's a wild horse. And they sent me the settings, and I love that you used a huge lens for wild horses. That way you don't have to get really close. And how did you get horses to have wild horses to give a actually pose for you? I love it. I love the expression and everything on the horse. And you actually can tell it's a wild horse by, you know it's not brushed and everything. And I like how you did the white background with it. Okay. Same with this one too, which this one has a tattoo, so I'm assuming it is more like one of the not refugees, sanctuaries place for the wild horses and everything. So once again, I'm going through there. If you don't see these, please let me know in chat or in the Q&A section. If you don't see the Q&A, if you kind of arrow up to the top, you can see, or the bottom or the side. It just depends, and a little panel will come down. I love the wildness of this horse here, the wildness here, and I love that it's separated from any background. I can tell it's natural, but I love the depth of field going into this one. And yeah, I told you I'm having just issues. Plus, I have a dog that will not lay down. Okay, I'm going to have to stop sharing for a second. All right. Checking messages in case one of y'all is telling me. Okay, this is so cute. The settings were good with what you sent me. You did, look at that real quick again. I love that you're using your lens, the 200 millimeters, so you get that good depth of field. Very soft green background. I love the connection, and it's sweet as can be. Know that yours aren't up, but it works for this. You what's really good is you have his knees turned away, because if anybody knows what's closest to the camera looks the biggest. If his knees were pointing at us, we would see all knee. So that works really well by turning him away from us. Plus it's a nice light, and if he was looking at us right now, you can tell the light is on his face a little bit. He might be squinting a little bit, but I love how there's connection with these two. That works really, really well. All right. Let's see. The lead rope is nice and coiled up very neatly. The only thing I'm not liking about this is his hand right here, above the withers and everything. It's this little light piece that kind of attaches, my eye goes to that. And it's something that I would probably get rid of. I would, just because that's what my eye, it's a little distraction from there. Okay, love this one. I love the light. I love the depth, the horizon back and forth. There is a little horizon line going through his head, but it's not like the top horizon line. It's like another layer, so we're okay there. The light is beautiful. The horse has good attention, good ears up. Look how it's standing nice and square. I might have maybe not have him so stiff in the legs, maybe a little relaxed. If I remember right, this is somebody's husband, and you know how husbands, it's not really easy to photograph your husband and or spouse and have them tell you what to do. So yeah, but I love this. There's great composition. She got it over a little bit off to the side, so we have some nice negative space going over here. I would die for this light, by the way, and this background. So, all right. I love the pose. I would love if he stepped in a little closer to her. That's about the only thing I would really critique this on. And maybe have just a little bit more relaxed hand. I know a lot of times though, when you're, see how his hand is kind of upholding that lead rope. I know a lot of times when you relax it, I like some bend in the elbow, but maybe a little bit more relaxed. It's not a 90-degree elbow, so that's okay, but maybe just a little bit further down shows a little bit more relaxation. But sometimes you do have to watch out when you put your hand down like that. That's like a cue to horses. Oh, I could put my head down and graze. I love the green. The mowing tracks maybe, is the only thing that really would make this like the not the mowing tracks, but kind of where the grass clippings are, is kind of making this from not being just a oh wow moment for me. But I do really like it. Love the expression. He looks happy and everything. So, oh, this is cute. So let's see. Let me look at the settings on this one. Awesome that you did 3.5 and got both their eyes in focus. I love how the angle worked really well to get them in focus. I'm assuming you use some artificial light maybe on this because it is backlit. And I love that because you don't have any shadowing or anything anywhere. Maybe I see a little bit of shadowing underneath the horse's leg, but you're going to get that styled really cute. The only thing, once again, and y'all know what I'm going to say, I'm sure, is that red halter. That's where my eye goes to, especially because it's such, and I know that's probably important to her and everything, but I really try to, talk my clients out of those bright halters because, 20 years down the line, they're going to look at this picture and go, oh, why did I use that halter, that bright red? Because it is, it's contrasting to green almost. So it really stands out. But yeah, I would have opted on a halter. But the location's beautiful, great light. The horse's pose really cute. She's really cute. You've got her hips popped well. You got that arm down. You got some connection with the horse, and you have your plane, your focal plane, really at the right with the angle, so you could get that depth of field. And yeah, and you're using your lens to its ability. So, same here with the, that's a different horse. Same here with the halter. That's just kind of gets it for me. Other than that, it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Good pose. She has a good connection with the horse. Good lighting. I might, ask her. I don't know if that is. She's got a little rosiness in her cheeks, and that might be her. So you might know better, but I would ask her maybe if she wanted to have that cleaned up a little bit. I love the leopard print with the gray horse, and it works really good with the background and everything. But my only thing, got the ears up, good attention to the horses, is still just that lead rope, or not the lead rope, the halter. You could probably too, if you wanted to, Photoshop that lead. I know it'd be a lot of work because it goes across the sleeve, but you could actually probably Photoshop that lead rope out. And don't forget, if you ever Photoshop the lead rope out, always make sure you look for the shadow too and Photoshop the shadow out. I was really bad about that at one time. I did that several times in my life. Oh, excellent, excellent. Great depth of field. I love the connection. You can really easily Photoshop that little bit of lead rope out on this one. Once again, is the color of the halter. It's very, very bright, and gets me. I love, you got great catch lights. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And those sell. Anything close up like that with the horse sell very, very well. All right, here's another one. I know you couldn't, because of the COVID, you couldn't get out and shoot. This is super sweet picture, and I love the how you blackened out the background and everything on that. Nice clean shavings. And I know you can't pose this, and you just something you have to. It's just a good moment you caught. I love the connection with the mom and everything. Very nice for black background, to have a black horse. Even got the ear, you can see the ears in good definition. I think you said you use a strobe on this one. I don't know what kind of strobe you have because you're using a pretty slow shutter speed. So I'm assuming it's one that does not have high speed sync. So I'm not going to say anything about the shutter speed. I do love the kind of strobes that you can do the high speed sync with, but I love this. Anytime you get a good black background on there. I would actually go in and go ahead and remove the ring underneath the halter. Nobody's going to know that the ring belongs. There's supposed to be a ring there, but I would remove that. Super cute. I probably would have used a little bit longer focal length if you could have. I know you're probably in a stall and the baby's getting close up. So I know on that one, the focal length just probably isn't something you could have done. But if you kind of can see the head is bigger than the butt quite a bit, and that's how I gauge front on things. When the head looks a little bit bigger than the rear of the horse, then you don't have the right proportions and you're a little distorted on there. But like I said, I know you're probably in a stall and you can't get any further back than you are. Cute, cute, cute here. I guess the horse's mane is braided. It would have been nice because that's got a beautiful, beautiful mane. It looks like it might have been windy that day, so I probably did call to keep it braided because that might have been fighting quite a bit. If you would have her move her hair behind her shoulder, you know, it might, that way she looks like she has a little bit more of a neck because it's almost a floating head. And then have her relax that shoulder and dip that shoulder down. We would have a little bit more length between her chin and her shoulder, and you want that length because it's more slenderizing for them. It was probably, like I said, it was probably windy, and it kept on blowing her hair forward. Once again, the halter would bug me. You can't really remove the lead rope because her hand is on it. But I would remove the little excess of the halter where they tie the halter on. Other than that, I love it. I love the pose. It's good connection and everything with them. Love this. Love the depth of field. Now, the only thing I could critique on this one is I would change your angle up a little bit more when shooting, when they're leaning over on a Western saddle, because you see the hump on her back, and then it almost looks like her head's kind of floating a little bit. So if we angled it a little bit more, or you step aside or the horse moves, I don't know what's over on this area, but if you moved over a little bit, then it might cover up that part of her. So I'm going to put my dog down. He does not want to be up here. All right. So, oops, sorry. I can go back to that. Yeah, that's kind of the only thing that with that I love the connection. I love the happiness of this, and that's what's really, really important. But yeah, the only thing I would do is angle it a little bit more, or angle your, I would step a little bit camera right, so we don't get that part of the hump, or not have her lean over as much, maybe up towards the horse's ears rather than like around the eye, just so she's not hunching over the saddle. Ooh, that was bad. So, but yeah, that's super cute. I love the happiness. I also would remove whatever is coming out of the top of her head. It looks like maybe another tree way back there, or a power line way off in the distance. I just don't like things coming out of their head. That's just a pet peeve of mine. If you didn't notice it, then they probably don't notice it either. I just kind of pick up on things a little bit like that. I think we already went over that. Yeah, and I think that's all we have now. So please ask any questions in the Q&A or in the chat. Let me find the chat again. Keep on losing it. And I'm going to stop sharing. We will go back. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to wait a few seconds if they haven't. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you learned from it. I hate what happened, where a lot of us couldn't get out and shoot until it was too late. This different time right now in the world. So, and if you sent me some images and I missed them and they're not in there, please send me an email or if you go to the Q&A on here, it's nobody sees it except for me. If you want to shoot me something there, but yeah, and if you're watching this recorded, shoot me an email too if I missed them. So, all right. Okay, I will look that up really quick. There is somebody saying that they have one, so let me look it up. Give me a few minutes. Do it on my phone, it's easier. Oh yeah, you just did send those, and I don't know why they're not showing up. Okay. Let me see why they're not in this one. Hold on. Yeah, they were in there. All right, we're gonna open up another set real quick. Okay. All right, so we have one more, and let me go look at the settings really quick. Okay. Love this one. Absolutely love this. I love the whole setting. It's like I said earlier, got a beautiful foreground color. We go into the background, we have a good depth of field. Once again, I know the halter matches the shirt. Guess where my eye's going though? It goes directly to that halter. You can actually probably Photoshop her lead rope out on this one as well. I may not have had her sew profile, just a little. I mean, you want them a little turned a little bit profile, but maybe a little bit more back. And I don't know if you know, it looks like she is kind of doing the stretching the neck out and everything. But I love the complementing colors of her shirt and her color of her hair and the flowers, and then the horse kind of pops out there too. Like I said, the halter gets me, but I really love this image because it's very bright, it's very fresh, and I wish I had this setting too. I'm jealous of some of your settings that y'all get in Texas. We just don't have stuff like this. We do have crepe myrtles, but they always grow. They don't grow in something like that, but it's great. And I bet you found a really good spot to do this. I bet you it was like barns and all this other stuff all around, and that's a really good eye when you find something like that. I like this one too. The other one was my favorite. I would remove the lead rope, just because it's a little bit more professional touch and everything. We do have the horizon kind of going through her head a little bit. That's okay. Usually just squatting down a little bit or I don't want people to get on top of anything when you're shooting horses. If you're higher than a horse, they just don't look good. It's very flattering for people. I love how you position her arm, and it's touching the horse's nose. There's the halter again. The eye, a little bit, see how we have like the little white to the eye? If you can kind of Photoshop sometimes the eye, I don't know everybody's Photoshop skills, but when they have that white of their eye showing, if you Photoshop a little bit to get darker, it just has a lot softer look. And another posing tip, I am an older lady, and I know this. When her arm is down, and this goes for anybody, when their arm is down like this on them, if you just have them raise their arm up a little bit away from their body, I mean just millimeters, so none of their weight is on there, it slenderizes that arm quite a bit. And that's just a little tip there. And if she was to turn her head just a little bit camera right, and I'm talking like millimeters, that would be really more flattering on her too. And I know a lot of people don't want to smile, but I think she needs to smile a little bit. She looks like a really nice person. All right, there she's got a smile. Great background. I can't say that right now. The only thing that gets me is the ear, and we have the halter. Once again, a little bit more, not so sideways. They do look a little bit thinner if you don't have them completely sideways like that. I mean, she's better. It's a little bit more than the last one. So usually a lot of times you can keep their hips at that way and then just have them rotate their shoulders a little bit facing you a little bit and then raise the arm up again. The halter doesn't bother me as bad in this one. And I think it's because her sleeve is connected to the halter. So it's not, and maybe because it's a black background too. So it kind of actually brings everything all together. So it doesn't bother me in this one. That's unusual for me to say. Her hand may be a little bit softer or maybe a little bit down holding the lead rope. A lot of times I have them just drop the lead rope but they know their horses. And, she's got a really soft hand on it, so I'm assuming the horse is really calm. Maybe just drop the lead rope and then remove it later. Because you really, in this one, you can't see the lead rope coming down from the horse. So it almost looks like she's just holding a rope in her hand, if that makes sense. So I think that's, yeah, that's the only thing. And I mean, you could Photoshop that out. It would be tedious, but it could be done. It's up to you what you want to do. I would Photoshop it out probably. Let's see. Oh, I totally understand. Don't somebody saying they couldn't spend as much time on this, and it was a few down. I'm sorry, I'm not reading the questions as often. Yeah, don't worry about that. I understand everybody's time crunched and everything, but I'm just giving you lots of different. I know a lot of y'all are probably going to go back and work on these a little bit more, but I'm just giving you my little critiques of little details that can help it a little bit more. All of these are great images, going in the right track, but I'm getting really, really picky and picking on little things. So don't think I'm picking on anybody. I want everybody to improve. So I'm just picking up little things that I want to see, just suggestions that would improve an image. So let's see. Anybody else have any questions? I hope all those were helpful for everybody. So if y'all want to comment on anything too, more than welcome to. So I'm going to give y'all a few minutes if you have any questions. And then I think we're good to go. Let me go back and look at it. Somebody asked about a picture. Okay, somebody asked about the cropping of hands at the wrist on the image they were asking about. I really don't worry about cropping too much on an image. Now, when somebody orders something from a print, yeah, I'm going to crop something in correctly. Everybody knows the rule. You don't really want to crop at the joint. I'm cropping feet off of the ankle all the time, horses and humans. But I tend to shoot in really tight. And I also know, if somebody wants to order an 8x10, I know I need to leave enough room. So if they were to, crop that out with the final product, maybe, yeah, then it would then I would kind of, wonder about it a little bit. So, that's an original image. If it's their final crop, maybe I would say something, but I'm not assuming any of these are final images, crop wise and everything. Because I don't crop like when I sell digital images, I send the full out of the camera how it looks, except for maybe the Liberty shots that are, really kind of far away. I'll crop those in. But portraits and everything, they get it because they get the full thing, because I know that they're, all our images, well, not everybody, you can set some cameras you can set to an 8x10 ratio, but that 8x10 ratio is a very, very popular ratio. The 8x10s, the 16x20s, the 32x40, well, 30x40 actually is a popular one, but 16x20 is a very, very popular one, and you lose so much of the image. So, I don't ever crop my images, because if somebody comes back and wants to order, if I cropped it to an 8x10 and somebody comes back and they want to order a 16x24, I kind of messed up that ratio. So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to crop it out. Now, when they order their actual final product, yes, I will. So, yeah. How do you go about suggesting a plain leather halter versus a loud that has a loud nose band? I tell them how it is. I'm just honest with them. I'm going to tell them. I said it's not flattering to the horse. You know, these are very fattish right now, especially the Bronco strap ones. I let them know, and I actually keep leather. I keep leather halters. I mean, y'all have seen the class. You know, I keep leather halters with me. But I let them know it's not flattering to the horse, and that's where your eye is going to go, not to you, not to the horse. People are going to look at the halter. It's not, you know, it's not a product shoot. It's a horse and human shoot. So I'm upfront with them. You know, I don't sugarcoat it. I just let them know that's how that's how it's going to go. So yeah, thunderstorms. I understand that thunderstorms. Somebody was saying that their time is limited in between thunderstorms. Yes, it rained here all day yesterday. But yeah, that's, you know, I have the preparation manual for them, and I still go over it. And if I show up and they have it, I take a picture and say, look at this, and I show them the back of the camera. I said, look at the picture and see, look how it really, really shows up. I said, this, can we consider changing out the nose band or the halters? And if they really, really still insist on using that halter, do a few and say, hey, can we take a few with a plain halter or a plain headstall or something, just to give them that option. And there's sometimes, you know, some of those halters are very special for the girls, and there's no way around it. But I'm pretty upfront with them and let them know why I don't want it in the photo. Yeah, my clients, somebody asked when the client comes to view their photos, do you show them full frame without any cropping? Yes, I do. I show it full frame without any cropping. We as photographers we should educate our clients, and I will tell them, you know, this would look really, really good at this size, and we should crop it here. I try to get it pretty right in frame too, other than me cutting off their feet and everything for it. But you know, that doesn't bother, you know, that's, you know, if you're entering photography competitions and everything, that's who's going to judge it. Your client doesn't care really if it's you know, off the wrist. Yes, I know it looks more flattering, especially, you know, when you shooting like mid hip or at the knees. I know it's, you know, it looks more flattering when you crop there. But no, I don't crop. And when I deliver my digital images, I also give them a web size copy that I do crop, and I tell them this is my suggested crop. So that kind of helps them, you know, that kind of leads the way. And I say this, you know, and they kind of will look at it and go, oh, we should crop when we print this off, we should crop it like this. If they order prints or fine art from me, I show them what it's going to look like and how we're going to crop it to make sure they're okay with it. So that's kind of how I do it with the clients. I pretty much babysit them quite a bit, and I don't even edit the photos before they, you know, I do some color correct when they come for in-person sales, which I'm doing that online using Zoom actually right now. I'm doing in-person sales doing Zoom right now. But when they come or I show it to them, I don't edit the photos much, and I let them know. I do a little bit of color correction, a little bit of exposure fixing, but unless it's a close-up and they have some skin issues or really, really yellow teeth, I don't edit them ahead of time. You know, I just, you know, if they have skin issues and they, especially when they would come, you know, and see it on the big screen in the studio, I don't want them to feel self-conscious about that. All right. So they asked when you shoot a photo, leave enough room for cropping. Correct. Leave enough room for cropping. I'm really bad about not doing that, and a lot of times I don't step back far enough, or I zoom in too much. But yes, leave enough room for cropping. You know, and always think of all different ratios of cropping, especially at, you know, the 8:10 ratio. That takes, you know, quite a bit, you know, because most cameras shoot at the 8:12 ratio, or 4:6 ratio, 3:2 ratio, however you want to go. You know, the 8:10 is, you know, a 4:5 ratio. And that takes quite a bit of an image off. And especially if even leave extra room too, if your biggest product is a canvas. Because remember, the canvases have to wrap around. The bigger canvases, you don't have that big of a ratio wrapping around. But if you're selling smaller canvases, especially like an 8:10, you've lost, you know, you already lost, you know, a few inches with the 8:10, and then you're going to lose a few more with the wraparound. That, and just, you know, that's the way I do it. I know there's a lot of photographers that do crop it ahead of time and do, you know, show it how it is. That's just how I do it. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. If you want to submit some images later, you're welcome to. So, and I'll just, you know, email a couple critiques to you. So, and that goes for everybody watching the recording session. I know this has been a really hard time for everybody. So if you haven't submitted them, you know, go ahead and do it. And I'll just, you know, we'll either do a phone call or something. I don't like typing things out because I ramble. But, you know, we might set up just a little phone call and I'll critique them over the phone for you. So if you do send me your images, do let me think here. Do put in the subject line EPN H&H images, and then, you know, and put your settings on there, and just send me small res, please, images, and then also put your phone number, and I will email you back, and we'll figure out a good time to talk real quick. Let's see, somebody is asking about the black backgrounds. Let me put up the link real quick. All right, so I just put up the link to the black background course that actually starts tomorrow. Everybody who signed up already is already looking at all the videos that I have sent. It's going to be done a little bit differently this time. It's going to be done on send the images to Terry, Terri, at terricagephotography.com. But for the black background, did the link go up? Do y'all see the link? If you don't see the link to the black background, let me know. But I'm going to be, it kind of was something that we decided to do when I was kind of stuck at home. So it's a very rough, you know, the videos are very rough. It's pretty much real life. It's just a camera set up, and we did it in my barn. Majority of them were in my barn. And I do some natural light. I do some with a black background, a backdrop. I do some with studio lighting. And then I also do some in a barn where you can get a natural black background without really having to do much editing at the end. So I really wanted everybody to get lots of different ways to do it. We're doing it this time through a Facebook group. So once you sign up, you get invited to the Facebook group. And that's where we are doing the class at it. Also, I do have other classes too. On my website, it's Terry at terrycagephotography. Or not Terry Cage, it's just terrycagephotography.com. And if you go to learn, or go to shop, I should say, just go to the top shop. And I have a whole lot of different online classes that are available right now, and most of them are on sale. They're pretty less, you know, pretty good price on them. A lot of y'all are probably above what some of the class work is, because it's very basic stuff. It's starting your own business, basic camera skills, and I'm about to do a social media one. There's Salesforce confirmation on there too. Let's see. All right, so I think that's about it. And I hope some of y'all come and join the black background one. It was fun to do. I made tons of videos for it. It seems like and just a lot of behind the scenes. And then we're going to do some Zoominar, or I call them Zoominars. We're going to do some webinars Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday afternoon. They will be recorded as well. So if y'all need anything else, I think that's it. Y'all have a great evening.